We're with you again, dear ones. Indeed, we are the intermediaries here. Our purpose as teachers is to bring through as much information that is going to help you as we can. We have said we will use what you believe to be true to teach you that what you believe to be true is not true. We will take you down a pathway that is frightening for many of you because of the teachings in your society. Your society has systematically punished beings who believe in the non-physical. This has started in your churches many, many hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago even, and has continued on. This cellular memory, if you will, this understanding that to venture into these realms is dangerous, is held in the consciousness of your society. This is not in your awareness. It is perpetuated now through what you would consider these horror movies. These are continuing the teaching of your original church teachings that to venture into the non-physical is dangerous, that to venture into the mind is dangerous. This is a natural state of the ego. The ego is into tangible things. It is a demonstration of physicality. We will explain this a little bit here so you can understand why discomfort arises, why we are working at this in the form that we are. Your society is based on materialism. Your society is based on physical form, hard, tangible objects. That is what your mind focuses on because that is the consciousness in which you reside. The ego mind is focused on form. It is focused on the separate entities that make up your world. The real world, the spiritual world, is energetic in nature, not in the physical energy that you think of as electrical impulse, these kinds of things, but energy in the non-physical way, the space between things, the animating force. In your body, for example, you will look at yourself and see the physical and say that that is what you are. That is not what you are. You are the animating force, the ideas, the dreams, the passions that reside within that body. You are not your body at all. And that is why when you believe in the body, when you believe in a secular, material, separated world, you suffer because it is not the truth. It is not the truth of who you are. It is not the truth of reality. When you pass over from this world into the next, you will be very, very surprised at what you valued. You will be very, very shocked that everything that you thought was valueless is in fact valuable. That everything that you sought to make yourself more successful or happier or more loved in your material, secular pursuits was in fact the opposite of what you needed to do. Your society has forbidden this activity. Our dear one is receiving wonderful, wonderful accusations in the YouTube land for posting these videos. Some love her, some hate her, some are ready to accuse her of being possessed by the devil. But if you are brave enough to listen to what we say, if you are brave enough to sit patiently and hear the words, you will know that we are preaching love here. We are preaching expansion here. We are preaching self-empowerment here, not to wield power over others, but to empower yourself to live a spiritual life, to live a creative life, to live a loving life. That is our purpose. No demon preaches this. This is not so. But we will speak about this idea of the dark side because that is what comes up for most people when they encounter this kind of experience, when they think about this kind of experience. There are many levels of consciousness in this experience. You are experiencing one very small sliver of consciousness in what you think is your reality. It is not reality. It is one of many, many possible realities. But your body-mind is designed to focus. Your body-mind is designed to be a very, very intense and specific focal point of consciousness. And so there are many, many things you do not see. There are many, many things that you do not counter in that focused mind. We are out of that focused, physical, secular experience. We are in other realms. We have access to much information. We have access to many different times and many different places. But because of your teaching in your society, because of your instructions that are founded on your church. That is the Western way. The Western way has been founded on the Christian church. You do not realize it as you go through your modern Western secular society. You do not understand that many of the fears you have about spirituality or about going into the dark, unseen, are coming from these teachings, but they are in fact coming from these teachings. What happens to the Western mind that has these unconscious fears is that when an experience such as this channeling opportunity comes your way, these fears become triggered, as you say. They come to the surface of the mind. The mind holds many, many thousands of beliefs. These beliefs are brought to the surface through experience. That is why you are here, to experience yourself. You are here to experience what you believe to be true. When you encounter an experience such as this, any beliefs that you have about evil, any beliefs that you have about darkness are brought to the surface for you to look at, and you will feel them as negativities. Why? Because they are not true. Your guidance system, your emotional guidance system, is a feedback system telling you when you are on track, telling you when you are off track. You feel bad when what you are saying is untrue, out of alignment with love. You feel good when what you are saying to yourself, whether externally or internally, it matters not. You will feel good when you are in alignment with truth, when you are in alignment with that which you would call God. And so there are many levels of consciousness that you are only experiencing a small sliver of. There are levels of consciousness that are lower than this one. There are levels of consciousness such as the level that we are in that are higher than this one. There are many different kinds of consciousness. There are many different places in which consciousness is expressing itself. You have only a very, very small experience here. The ego mind, the egoic consciousness that controls your ordinary human state, is very fearful. It is designed to experience this experience. And so when you start to invite it to go into another experience, it is not designed for that. It is designed to rule the physical. It is designed to rule the focused, three-dimensional, time-based experience that you are having right now. So it will say no. It will say do not do it. It will say this is a dangerous place to go. And as you add cultural teachings to that, the history that you have with the church, the prohibitions that the church has laid upon all beings, forbidding them to do this work, many negative beliefs will be surfacing in your mind, and that is enough to stop most people. Our dear one was very brave. She went through many, many experiences, but this was her life's purpose, to do this work. So her experiences were set up so that she could come to understand non-physical, so that she could come to understand her own mind, so that she could come to deconstruct those barriers to the awareness of love's presence, so that she could enter into the non-physical. You are all having the perfect experience to give you the opportunity to grow. You are all having the perfect experience for you to expand your consciousness. But if you refuse it, Spirit just brings you another experience that will give you the opportunity to expand your consciousness. You can refuse and you can refuse and you can refuse your entire physical incarnation, but you will be born again into another body, into another time and place, and you will be continually be given these opportunities by Spirit to wake up, to expand yourself. So it is not an optional program. You must do it, but you get to choose the time in which you do it. We would suggest that you begin to do it sooner rather than later. There is no point in becoming tired and disillusioned and beaten down by this world when you live in it in a purely materialistic way. As you expand your consciousness, as you venture towards that which is truth, which is that you are not physical bodies, you are eternal spiritual beings. That truth, as you head towards it, will feel better and better. The mind will open up to new realms and opportunities, and therefore you will begin to have new experiences. And there you will find the fear rising. As we are speaking, you will feel the fear. But what are those experiences going to be? Are they going to frighten me? Am I going to see ghosts in my bedroom in the middle of the night? And the answer to that is no. Those are the prohibitions of your society manifesting as fears. These are the things that you must be brave enough to ignore. These are the things you must be brave enough to look at and venture into your own consciousness, knowing that this feels right for you, that there is an imperative within you that is calling you towards expansion, that is calling you towards growth. And so we will pass our dear one over to another being who is going to offer you some information. These beings are traveling together. They are the Kennedy brothers that you know so well. They are here to inspire you. They are here to bring you to political action in whatever form feels good for you. They are here to explain to you about death, tragic death, early death, frightening death. That is their purpose, to expand your mind, to see it in a different way, to tell a different story. For if you feel sad about the idea of death, you are indeed telling an incorrect story, and this story will change your mind. This is an opportunity to share a journey through what you would consider tragedy. The journey that we have traveled on together is a societal disaster. That is all we can say. Most people, when they think about assassination of inspiring figures, are sad. They see it as a loss. They see it as something that should not have happened. This is what you do with death in this society. You say it should not have happened. Of course it should happen. This body that you find yourselves in is not who you are. The temporary vehicle, it is only a temporary vehicle. We as communal consciousness traveled through life together in a form that was agreed upon. Brothers, politicians, writers, motivational speakers, beings that had the same vision, beings that brought to the table a passion for life, a passion for transformation of society, a passion for motivation that was shared profoundly and without awareness. And we did not know in our conscious experience what we were doing. All we knew was that the world needed to change. All we knew was that we had a collective voice that could be heard. All we knew was that we could change people's minds by our words. All we knew was that we had to do it. All we knew was that we had to work together to do it. This world in which you live is orchestrated by spirit. This world is not an accident. This world is guided by rules and beings that are of magnificent awareness, loving consciousness, and expanded ideas. Most humans are so caught in the minutiae of their life, the dinner that they are cooking tonight, the fight that they are involved in with a co-worker, that the expanded view, the expanded idea of changing the world is beyond their daily thought. And so there are events that are orchestrated from the non-physical to get your attention. There are events that are orchestrated from the non-physical by the beings who are involved in what you would consider those disasters. These beings are not victims of accidents. They are not victims of premature death. They are not victims of anything. All of you decide what your life is going to look like before you come here. All of us collectively, with guides and teachers, look at what we want to experience, look at what we want to bring forth, and design opportunities to make that happen. In the non-physical, you decide when you are going to die. In the non-physical, you decide what opportunities are going to come your way to stimulate you, to offer you an opportunity to grow, to offer you an opportunity to help other beings. From this side, helping other beings grow is the purpose of life. Helping yourself to experience expansion is the purpose of life. And you know it when you are designing your life. You know it, you feel it. You want to Set up challenges for yourself so that you can expand your mind, that you can become aligned with truth. For in non-physical, of course, you know that death of the body is irrelevant. You know that death of the body is meaningless. And so offering a person the opportunity to experience premature death is a gift to them. Because you are taking them away from the belief that death is real. You are giving them an opportunity, albeit a very difficult one, albeit a mind-blowing one. You are giving them an opportunity to experience death of the body. In that moment when a loved one passes away early, as we did, in that moment when a loved one passes away early, you have a choice. You have a choice to continue to believe in the body. You have a choice to live in grief. You have a choice to shut down. You have a choice to be angry at God. Or you have a choice to open up your consciousness. You have a choice to expand, to grow, to step into a new world. That is the opportunity that death offers you in this plane that you find yourself in. And as beings who chose to be public figures, that is what we decided to do. We decided in non-physical, even though we had no recollection of it in our human experience, in non-physical, when we came here after our incarnation, once we had passed through the trauma of that physical death, it was a traumatic death, there is no doubt about it. When I died, I was angry that I had not finished my work. I was angry that I had not accomplished that which I sought to accomplish. But in passing over those that forgetting is removed and you see the bigger picture. You remember your blueprint, you remember what you wanted to do in your life, and you see the consequences of the gift your death will bring. For my brother and I, the death process was traumatic. It was designed that way. It was designed to stop an entire country in their tracks. It was designed to make you think. It was designed to make you feel. It was designed to create a legend that became associated with the ideals we held, the ideals we were teaching. If we had lived out our lives and deteriorated into the ordinary, the legend of the Kennedys would not have been what it is. That was Spirit's design. The Kennedy name is known to you because of how we died. The Kennedy name is held up as a demonstration of higher mind because of how we died. It is indelibly printed in the consciousness of the country because of how we died. And so you will look at that premature violent death and say it was wrong from your limited consciousness perspective. But those deaths were designed to do something. Those deaths were designed to inspire you. Those deaths were designed to let you, to prevent you from forgetting. And so as you experience premature death in your life, we want you to remember this. We want you to know that that being that left you, that being that decided to go home sooner than you did it for a purpose. They knew in non-physical what that purpose was. They knew the effect that it would have on you. They knew the choice you would have to make. But that choice is a gift. That opportunity to grow is a gift. That opportunity to enliven yourself in spite of death is what it was for. It was to give you an opportunity to choose life in all its fullness, in all its passion, in all its difficulties. It is given to you to decide, am I going to live or am I going to die? That is what death does to the human mind. It shakes you awake. It gives you an opportunity to throw yourself more fully into your own life, to enliven other beings by saying, this is not acceptable. I am not going to die. I am going to live my life in all its fullness, in all its passion, inspiring people, in being big, in being that which I dreamed before I came here. For many of you, forget what you dreamed before you came here. And losing a loved one, seeing somebody pass away before you think they should have, is often the kick you need to live the passionate life that you have always known you can live. And so do not see early death as a disaster. Do not see it that way. It is a choice made by a being in non-physical before they come into the physical body. They know that the physical body is not who they are. They know that death is not real. They know that this is about waking up. Spirit will use death to wake you up because it is not real. Nobody is dying. We are all still here. We are still working. We are inspiring. We are offering our assistance to as many beings as we can, who will let us in. So we are here to say to you, live your life passionately. Change in yourself what you want to see changed in the world. If you see violence in the world, look at yourself. Where are you watching violence? Where are you thinking violently? Where are you attacking people with your thoughts and ideas? That is how you change the world. You change yourself. What in you is striving to be expressed? What passion in you wants to come out? Use the losses that you have experienced as fuel for your own life. Do not waste your life. There is nothing worse for a being than to come to this place, to come to the non-physical and look back and see that they did not do what they wanted to do. That is the only sin that exists. It is not a sin in the sense of being punished. It is a sin in the sense that it is out of accord with truth. Your life is to be lived. Your passions are to be followed. Your love is to be expressed. Your self is to be enlivened. And so we offer you this inspiring idea so that you may take the energy of death and use it as a springboard for your own life. Do not think of any death as a disaster. It is not. It is a spirit returning home to understand what they have experienced. It is a spirit returning home to rest. They will be back. They will come again. We will come again. And we will bring with us the passion for life, the passion for change, the passion for consciousness evolution.